This Week in Real Pirateball, documenting the 2010 Pittsburgh Pirates baseball season. And here's your host, Greg Mercer.
What's up, everybody? It's Mercer here with week number 14 of This Week in Real Pirateball. We're going into the All-Star break, so it's time to give you my Bucks at the Break update. So let's go ahead and get into it right now. The Pirates' offense after 88 games is dead last in the majors in terms of runs scored at 3.2 per game. They're also dead last in runs, hits, RBIs, and batting average. They're next to last in home runs, on-base percentage, and OPS. The only positive category they're above league average on is steals, and that's only by one. Obviously, this team hasn't scored many runs or shown any power all year. In fact, during the last 30 games, the Pirates haven't hit anything but solo home runs, and they only have 10 of them. If you hope that bringing up Neil Walker, Jose Tabata, and Pedro Alvarez, it hasn't really helped so far. They're scoring almost the exact same amount of runs per game since Alvarez made his Major League debut on the 16th of June. I've run out of ways to describe how bad this offense is.
So the only thing left to bring up the table.
As far as pitching goes, it's not much better. The Pirates are 29th out of 30 Major League teams in runs allowed per game with 5.4. They're one of the bottom 4 teams in WHIP, hits allowed, home runs allowed, strikeouts, and batters hit by pitch. They're about league average in saves and walks, so at least they have that going for them. I'd say the Pirates' most positive pitching statistic are their 9th inning splits. They have a team ERA of 3.07 and a 1.22 WHIP and 59 strikeouts in 52 and 2/3 innings. The back end of the bullpen's been the bright spot in that they've only had one 8th inning lead lost all year, and that happened this week. I could go on and on and on. Surely the Pirates have to be good at one phase of the game, right?
Wrong.
The Pirates are tied for next to last in the majors in fielding percentage at .979. They mowed the 3rd most errors in the league and turned the 3rd fewest double plays. They're far and away the worst team in terms of total zone fielding runs above average, which is a sabermetric type stat which combines various range statistics from all fielding positions. The Pirates are 52 runs below league average according to this stat, which is 16 runs worse than any other team. Hey, Pittsburgh Pirates!
Guess what? You suck.
There was one player move made this week as the Pirates optioned Daniel McCutchen back down to AAA as the Pirates acquired a pitcher named Gallagher. The problem is that Sean Gallagher has been getting hammered by opposing hitters over his entire 4-year Major League career. He has a .557 ERA and a 1.66 WHIP in 173 Major League innings split between starting and relief pitching. These numbers look quite similar to a few guys the Pirates have used this year, namely Dana Eveland. Come on, Neil. I know you're trying to spin the proverbial straw into gold, but there's a reason why awful players like this were available for almost nothing. Of course, in the Pirates' case, that means a serviceable minor leaguer or prospect. Let's fire up the organ again and discuss the recent play of Ryan Church.
And now it's time for Church Chat.
For whatever reason, Church seems to be platooning in right field with Lasting's Millage. Currently, Ryan Church is hitting .190 with a .230 on-base percentage. John Russell continues to say he's seeing good things from him, which apparently justifies this move. I'm sorry, I don't care how hot this guy's wife is. Ryan Church is terrible. Over his last 6 weeks, Church is hitting .137. There's no reason why Millage should be sitting out half the games. I'm not saying he's awesome, but he's 6 years younger than Church and he's hitting .271. I think it's apparent to everyone that Neil Huntington's told Russell to trot Church out of there as much as possible to try to get him on track so he can be traded. Things like this have been tried with other players this year and they haven't worked. This isn't going to work either. Pirates got swept by the Astros in a 3-game series in Houston. There wasn't anything earth-shattering about the first 2 losses as the Pirates continued to struggle on offense in 6-2 and 6-3 defeats. In the 3rd game, the Pirates were completely owned by Roy Oswalt in a 2-0 shutout. Oswalt gave up a hit to Neil Walker in the 1st inning, but the Pirates didn't get another hit in the entire game. I hate to reuse stuff, but it has to be done.
That's all. We got one goddamn hit.
You can't say goddamn on the air.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
In the 3-game series, Lance Berkman hit 4 home runs and Carlos Lee hit 2. The Pirates, of course, hit none. The Pirates played the Brewers in Milwaukee over the weekend. Unfortunately, they reverted back to their inept play at Miller Park as they lost all 3 games once again. What's even more sickening is the fact that they lost every game by 1 run. Sunday's game was the most gut-wrenching of all of them to watch. All I can do is try to make the highlights a little bit more interesting, so here you go. Now it's time for my Bet Against the Pirates update for Week 14. As you can imagine, I cashed in big time as the Pirates once again lost every single one of their road games. The Pirates went 0-6 this week, and I went 6-0 on my bets, sort of. I avoided 2 run line burns against the Brewers, which really helped my profits. But this week I tried something called a combo bet where I split my bet between the money and run lines. I wagered just enough on the money line to break even if the Pirates lose by 1, but if they lose by 2, I'll win a little bit more than I normally would. I'm planning on using these bets when the money line odds aren't as good and I'm confident the Pirates will lose by more than 1. And instead of losing $20, I'll essentially push if they do lose by 1. I made 2 combo bets this week. I made out on the first one, but I only won 22 cents on Sunday's game. Anyway, this week's wagers netted me an $86.18 profit, which brings my yearly total back up to $131.05. The road is normally pretty good to me, but I always have to ride out the valleys when the Pirates are at home. I just need to keep betting and see what happens. What do I think about the Pirates this week? As you can probably see, the vultures are circling over my head right now as the Pirates are a veritable roadkill smorgasbord. The Pirates are 11-38 on the road this year, which is a 22% winning percentage. This also marks the 3rd week of the year where the Pirates failed to win a single game. If things continue the way they are, the Pirates are going to finish this year with 55 wins and 107 losses. Luckily, the Pirates have a much higher number of home games in the second half, which may save them from complete humiliation. Still, the chances of losing 100 games are pretty high. Zach Duke is scheduled to return after the All-Star break, and he'll need to return to his early season form if the Pirates are going to start winning any more games. The offense is still not scoring enough runs, even with Pedro Alvarez and Lastings Milledge finding their power strokes. Both hitters and pitchers are going to need major improvements for the Pirates to be successful. The Pirates only have 3 games next week at home versus the Astros because of the All-Star break. Well, that about does it for this week. Tune in next week as I give you my update on my 2010 predictions to see how they stack up with what's happened so far this year. I'm Greg Mercer for This Week in Real Pirateball. Later.